In an explosive and interactive session with Christian leaders titled The Grill, Vice President Osinbajo declared that one major thing President Muhammadu Buhari has achieved in the areas of corruption is the stoppage of what he calls grand corruption. Osinbajo went ahead to explain that grand corruption is when the president goes into the national treasury and takes millions of dollars without following due process. He also narrated how past administration took money, leading the economy to collapse. He said that those same people want to return to power again, and also explained that some elites are angry with the president because they know such days of corruption are over.
That's the only thing that President Buhari has achieved in the area of corruption. What is grand corruption? Grand corruption is a situation where the president or the head of government takes money directly from the treasury and dissipates it, shares it, embezzles, whatever. That is grand corruption. That is the worst form of corruption. It's not related to contracts. It has nothing to do with contracts. A few weeks to elections, $292 million in cash. For 2 weeks after that, the Central Bank of Nigeria did not have cash dollars. 2 weeks after that. Now let me explain what $292 million means. Let's just take $100 million of that. Today that will be about 36 billion. The trader money program that we are doing, where we are giving loans to 2 million petty traders, is just 20 billion. Just 20 billion. If you take 200 million, if you take $292 million, that is almost 85 billion. If I had 85 billion to give to the poorest of the poor to do their business in this country, I would have given loans to 8 million traders. 8 million. That is one withdrawal. One. That's one withdrawal from the treasury of Nigeria. Another day, 60 billion naira this time. It's withdrawn. 60 billion. Three Nigerians did what is called the strategic alliance contract. What was lost, what was taken away and never returned, and we're still pursuing them all over the place, all over the world, was almost $3 billion. How much is $3 billion? Our entire external reserves is 40 billion today. When we started, it was 28 billion. If somebody makes away with $3 billion, how do you then not expect that people will be poor? How do you not then expect that we'll not have enough to fund education, to fund infrastructure, to fund power? You know, sometimes I get so emotional about this issue of corruption. I'm so irritated that the same individuals who robbed this nation can come back and tell us that, oh, we are the people who can fix it. I think we're dealing with an outrage. And let me say to you, the one achievement in terms of corruption and the economy that the president has been able to achieve is that issue of stopping grand corruption. I'm not talking of contract corruption now. I'm just talking of that business of going to the treasury and taking money. That has stopped. You will not find that under President Buhari. And one of the things I want to say to you is that if President Buhari does nothing else, sits down, everybody knows, you can't go and tell him, let's take some money from Central Bank and share. Everybody, even his worst enemies know that he's an honest man. They know that you can't do that with him. For that reason, we are able to do, despite the fact that we're earning 60% less than the previous one. We're able to invest 2.7 trillion naira in infrastructure. That's the highest ever in the history of the country. The highest ever in the history of the country. Why is that possible? Why is it possible to do more with less? If you don't steal the money, you can do more with less. Simple. The question we ought to ask those who want to serve us is, what are you going to do about grand corruption? What did you do about it? That's the question we want to ask them. Because we have competence in terms of delivering projects. That's not the problem. There's competence everywhere you turn to in Nigeria. Is it to build a road? Is it to build a power plant? So long as the money is available, we have the competence. The question we have to ask our leaders, from local governors to president, is how are you going to be sure that this money will not be stolen? How are we sure you are not going to pocket it? How are we sure you are not going to enrich your friends with it?